Oh, welcome, and don't feel that I'm not aware of the misery that I'm licking my wounds because I over speculated Chelsea performance. The Leeds team put a spanking on Chelsea today. Check my episode yesterday or the other days, I don't remember. I speak loud about my team, and the louder I get, the worse they get. But it's December. We didn't do very well in December last year. It's haunting us again, is it? Yeah, 3-1. They took the lead and never relinquished it. We tried to come back, but we look like we were still on a high against Arsenal. That's it. Good night, Chelsea. Good night, Blues. I'm confessing, am I? Well, it's to Korea, my friend, and it doesn't get any better than that. So, the holidays. We are in December. Wow, December 2025. My birthday is coming up. I need more subscribers, at least before the 12th of my birthday. Show me some love, people. Let's rally around this guy, the Tukoria, the host. Birthday boy coming up. I'll be turning a few years older. So I tell myself as a comforting thought, yeah, I'm still young. I think I'm okay. Let me drink ginger here. I'm having a little bit of a iffy well-being. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I went for a run. I'm okay. All right, let me take ginger drink. Well, my subscriber, I appreciate you. Keep doing what you do. Be my recruiter. Share the good news. Don't be selfish. You? Okay, I got a few things I have to run by you guys, and they're kind of on the GBV. We are in that awareness month of the gender-based violence that is plaguing the world, whether we are keeping ourselves afloat on the issues around us or not. There's a fatigue to any narrative when you think of things that are sad. We get tired of it. We can't consume it too many times. It affects us mentally. But GBV is real, mostly among athletes. I was saddened to read something that ran through my screen this morning. A local newspaper in Kenya was talking about an individual who was a marathon runner. And this is a story that I missed. He's a man, and that tells you GBV is not exclusively a gender that is feminine. It is both ways. Violence is violence, whether it is people are non-binary, gender, whatever, is all violence, and violence should be condemned. It should not be condoned, and violence against anybody, it should be called as it is. It's a crime against humanity. That's my take on that. Samson Kandie rings a bell. I remember there's a Samson Kandie before this Kandie, or I'm mistaken, but there's a Kandie history here. And this man perished in 2023. I don't think I've talked about him, so I'll give him a space today in talking of the GBV Awareness Month we are in. Yes, it was that day that I read some details here, very gruesome. If you don't mind, just give me an ear and let's just a little bit walk this path of sadness with me. It saddened me to read this, and I was shocked how brutal and how evil people can be. I read even in an article about Samson Kandie that this ambush on his life that took his life was a form of discipline, collaborated and colluded within the family. Let me tell you how bad it is. It's the wife who was behind the death of this Samson Kandie guy, a marathon runner. On a Friday outside a home in Eldoret, I know the place, they talk of Elgon View, just coming out of Eldoret. I've been there. I have a friend who used to live there. He lives in Canada. You know thyself. Elgon View, very nice neighborhood, very, it's rich neighborhood. It's known for that. And I think they were living there. So according to this article I was reading, a former marathon Samson Kandie was mugged, beaten, and left for dead. The celebrated athlete was taken to a hospital in critical condition where he later died of his injuries. what struck me is how this thing was done. So, according to this article here, the 53-year-old runner reportedly called his family on his way home from work but never arrived. Quote, I went outside and found him, according to Vienna Kandie. Oh, he named his daughter after the race in Vienna Marathon. That's beautiful. Who is the daughter? She says that his legs and arms were tied and he had been beaten badly. He was in a terrible state. So we rushed him to the hospital. Local police commander Benjamin Mwanthi explained that the assailants appeared to have been waiting for Samson at his home and fled the scene with the runner's phone after attacking him. Police, blah, 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 they were looking. So this is an old story for me, but it's not old because, as I said, we are just trying to relieve some of these sad cases. I talked of Agnes Tirop the other day and the rest of the women who have perished. But there's a man here. There's a couple of men who have died in this context of gender-based violence. And this could be domestic, but it still is a woman perpetuating violence against her husband. So for me, it's very sad. And the details here in some articles I read are kind of gruesome, my friend. This is sad. So according to another article I read here, Rose Chepkemboi Rotich, the wife of the slain retired Kenyan marathon Samson Kandie, was implicated as the prime suspect alongside other two individuals in connection with the athlete's death. Wow. So the other suspects here are Jamlik Kiptun Moringit, Vincent Kosoisei Kiprono. Hello. Wow. And so this case is just sad for me. I didn't read about this. I didn't know about this until, I was going to tell you how I got to this article and this sad case of death among athletes. And so, yeah, this is a 2023 case. What caught my attention was I was reading a local newspaper, and this is what happened. That the title of the headline here was "A Man Confesses to Killing Athlete, Claims Wife Paid for the Murder." So, if that is what it is, then the wife, whom I've just mentioned here, is in cahoot with the killers. So Rose Chepkemboi Rotich paid these killers, these murderers of an athlete. What a sad state of affairs. It's a crime that makes you just say, wow, does it get any better? Does it get any worse than that? So I wrestle with these issues. I wrestle with the fact that this is where we are. Evil perpetuates itself in certain ways, and violence is violence as you see it and as you read about it. And this guy, he was an accomplished marathon runner. He had a 2:08 in Berlin in 1999, and his running career, honestly, wow. So of course, what happens too is that through the wins and victories in marathon, of course, he made money. As I say, he's living in a lavished estate of Elgon View. So you expect they had money. But what I read that was very interesting to me is that allegedly, this ambush, apparently the wife, Ruth, wanted to discipline him because of some infidelity. The neighbors had been seeing these guys having fights every now over issues that I don't know, but apparently it was a lot of infidelity within the marital arrangement. And of course, she seems to have hired, allegedly, these killers and these murderers who beat him to death. And it's sad. It's sad. And this article that I read today talks of this guy whom I had mentioned earlier, Vincent Kiprono Ngosose. He says that he is confessing to have plotted and executed the murder at the night of October 3rd in the year of last year, 2024? Yeah, so there's a confession, but there's somebody who's dead. He died at the age of 53. A great marathon runner, a sad case that I just ran, got my attention today. The details are out there of what happened. And apparently, yes, the case continues. I don't think there's an end to it yet. The confession of this guy who has come out saying he's the one behind it. It seems as if he's being sacrificed, honestly, when you think about it. It could be the low lying fruit, the low lying, or it could be the soft one among the ones who perpetuate this crime. So there you have it, Samson Kandie, a man at 53 murdered cold-bloodedly and tied behind somewhere in a building in Elgon View and left to die. Yes. As I said about this month, we need to continue seeing the sanctity of life. It's very sad that we live in a climate or an era whereby life has been devalued. I think we need to protect and give a voice to those who are voiceless. And every time there's violence, it's against all of us. And I think we need to have that collective mentality that you are never alone. We are somehow, as human beings, connected. And maybe that's a very existential message. It sounds universal. It sounds very apocalyptic. I don't know. It sounds like a very inclusive. But why not? Why not? Even in athletics, as much as we are celebrating greatness, crime against humanity continues. I don't want to mention which sections of the world, but in athletics, when a wife chooses to go after a husband in a form of discipline using goons and killers and murderers, is that the way to discipline? Ruth doing that, and this is what happens. The consequences of our actions, right? Yeah. I think this weekend, I'll just not stay on that subject. This weekend, there's USA cross country national championship happening very close to my house, not close to my place, but yeah, it's not very far. I should have planned to go there, but I won't because I got games to go officiate. I'm a referee in some games, but there's cross country championship to pick the team that will go to Tennessee for the global one that is happening there sometimes next year, early part of next year. Yes, we are hosting in Northwest the national championship cross country. I suspect there'll be big names here. I think maybe Fisher will be here, Grant. Nick will be here. Nick, what's his name? Yeah, big names will be here. I don't want to mention who is who because I didn't see much of the details of who is who. But I think there'll be some good competition going on a golf course. That's kind of soft. Why a golf course? Put them on some trails. Let them run real cross country. That is too soft. I've seen some incredible high school, collegiate races where they're running in, very interesting terrain and landscapes. And to have it on a golf course, well, I think it's for viewing. I think it's for marketing and it's for spectators. It, of course, it's friendly to athletes too and spectators to view the golf course. Yeah, Wayne might be here, the former Ethiopian or Somali, I remember. Holy Han, I suspect, will be here. Grace Hartman, Danny Jones, Edgar Kurgat will be in town, I suspect. I didn't see the lineup. They're not disclosing much about who is coming this cross country. So I don't have a lot of comments to make on this national championship coming up. And yes, it's gonna be in a golf course outside Portland. Where's the golf course name? Oh, Glendovia Golf Course here outside Portland, maybe about 40 minutes from my house. Just telling you how close things are, yet I'm missing. I think I circled that in my calendar early part of this year. But hey, I'm broke. I need money. Thanksgiving and the turkey took it away from me. That bird, I'm blaming the bird. Anyway, guys, I wanted just to give you guys some of these things that I ran through and find out and read about. What do you think, man? Is GBV a real thing? How are we combating in your neighborhood? Again, I like your comments, guys, on subjects that are sad, happy, good. Yes, Samson Kandie at 53, murdered by goons in cahoot with the wife. That's GBV, my friend. And violence against anybody should be called out. Justice for the dead who have died in the hands of people who don't value life. Discipline for infidelity. Yeah, that's not the first time we've had this. It can go either way. But again, we can do better. We can always communicate. We can always find grace, even when things are going bad. We should be patient and sanctify and protect life by all means necessary. Anyway, Tukoriada, my friend, give me your comments on what I've just shared. National championship cross country in my neighborhood. Hopefully, I'll have some things to talk about. I wish I was on the ground. But it's been miserably cold, and this guy doesn't like it sometimes. But again, I'm an excuse guy here, so I'm having some games tomorrow. I'm having games on Saturday, and so I'll be busy. All right, guys, talk to you later. Again, Tukoriada sharing some of the interesting perspectives, and talk to you later, my friend, on the other side of the pillow.